Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys, that episode was everything. I don't know what everybody's talking about. Talking about this season's dull, this season's dry. Y'all, let's just jump right into it. What is wrong with Drew? I don't understand. You literally heard somebody say that they were saying that your husband played for a different team, right? Without your knowledge, right? If you into that, that's what y'all into. But they play for a different team, and then you gonna sit there and act like, well, I'm gonna dock his pay. And everybody was like, did you hear what he said? He said your husband swing for the other team. And Drew sat there and was like, oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. Girl, we just heard you arguing with Sheree's friend Fatum about don't be saying my husband this and that. And you turn around and try to act like you didn't hear it. I'm going to act like you just going to dock your assistant. I don't know. What is Ralph paying Drew's assistant in? I really want to know. What is Ralph paying Drew's assistant with? Let me find out that Anthony was literally in Florida with Ralph. Let me find out, y'all. What's up, Miss Main Event? Kenny, Kim Riley, Black Angel. What's up, Lily? Hey, what's up, Rim? Hey, Joanna Jones. Welcome to the channel, Mama. Thank you. And Hope, y'all, Joanna and Hope, thank you so much for being the MVPs and signing up for the Tattle Tells. Y'all, everybody welcome the newest members of the Tattle Tell. Paula, I'm reaching. How am I reaching? Let me get this straight, because I feel like Sheree right now. This man said your husband was whatever. You hear it repeated. You don't get mad at the guy that actually said it. You say you're going to dock his pay and then move on, and I'm the one that's reaching? Let me put it like this. Drew didn't seem surprised. She ain't seem surprised. And listen, I don't get into people's marriages, whatever agreement you have with the person that shared your life with, but Paula, no. Drew's reaction was not surprised. It was not upset. She literally just got done cursing out Sheree's girlfriend Fatum, the girl in the red, that literally was like, and listen, here's the thing. That's Sheree's friend. I understand why that girl wrote out for her, because it's like, if you saying that Sheree's broken, not paying anything, and this is what Anthony or Antoine, whatever his name, told you, which, I mean, I believe those rumors. Sheree got a history of not paying people. I believe the rumors, and I see why Sheree got so upset, because there's so many rumors. When somebody hears something like that, they're just like, you know what? No, pay for the coffee first, and then we'll make it. You know what I'm saying? You know, usually you go to get a latte, they make your latte, and then they're like, that'll be $5.54. With Sheree, they're like, I want it all. And no, you can't put it on credit. But the way Fatum said, listen, you literally, first of all, this episode was everything. Let's give a hand to anybody that started this drama. The drama was good. It was deep. Nobody hurled themselves over the table. Kenya was able to control the room. We're going to talk about Kenya, Sheree, and Marlo. And this weird thing they got about Kandi, because that whole thing with the locker room, we're going to have to dissect that. But first, let's stick on Drew. How many of y'all in the comments think I'm reaching about what's going on with Drew and Ralph? How many of y'all in the comments think that I'm reaching, that it was mad weird that you cursed Fatum out for saying, don't talk about my husband, don't speak about my husband? And then everyone's like, all right, so what are you going to do for your assistant? Because he's spreading rumors about you. And she said, I'm going to dock his pay. And then everyone was like, Kandi, and Marlo was like, Marlo is so funny. She's like, but he just said that your husband was gay. And literally she was like, what did she say? Who said that? Drew had her own version of who said that to herself after you just got done cursing out a girl for saying that your husband was. Drew, again, Drew ain't seemed surprised. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Listen, Paula disagrees. I don't think I'm reaching. I think that her reaction was so weird. First of all, if my assistant was spreading rumors about anybody in my house, whether they're true or not, you fired. I don't care. If my assistant or my man's assistant is spreading rumors about anybody in our household, you are automatically fired. Just as a point, it don't matter if it's true or not, you're fired. The fact that Drew said, I'll dock his pay, and these are scandalous rumors. Again, I don't want to come across as phobic for anything, because at the end of the day, it's like somebody saying Ralph was cheating with a girl. Fine. But even if you spreading rumors that Ralph is cheating with a woman, you still fired. The fact that Drew didn't seem surprised, the fact that Drew said, you know what, I'm going to dock his pay, the fact that, to me, Drew was acting like that man had some power over her and you just can't get rid of him the way you want. Now, I was joking by saying, let me find out how Ralph paying the assistant. But all jokes aside, this man seems like he got something on you that your first instinct is not to say, if I find out this true, he's out of here, I'm going to dock his pay. Girl, listen. Kenya was messy for having that type of crap at a kid's party. But you know what? Kenya, listen, she had to film a scene. This is her job. Mark wants half of more manner. At this point, I know she's messy, but at this point, I think we can break the fourth wall of reality TV. They all got to do it. Just like Kandi and Todd having an argument on camera. Would they normally do it? No, but that's the job. You got to show your life. You got to show up for production. I am glad this season they're making everybody show up for production. And you know what? It's really, really interesting that now that Nene and Portia aren't there, the scenes actually play through. Nobody stormed out. It got heated just enough, but like the scenes play through and there's actual conclusions. That itself is a throwback to old Real Housewives of Atlanta. While we're going through this, let me know what y'all thought about this. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best Real Housewives episode you ever saw. Okay, forget it. 5 being a really good season. What do you rank this season so far? Because, they just literally took the brakes off. Listen, the Billboard Awards is on. Let's see. Listen, who said? Yes, the first episode, and I got weird vibes and predictions in my head already. I know you did. Paula said, Kandi and Todd seem to be having trouble for real, unless it's like they say Todd is a kept man. No, you know what the funny thing is? Kandi and Todd seem super, super open to showing what's going on in their marriage. And I guess that's what they want to show, because to me, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You know what? I have this delivery service I'm on, and I always order from the same Thai place because it's the most authentic Thai. And every single time I order from them, they end up canceling my order 10 minutes after they said they're going to deliver it. And you know what? Like a glutton for punishment, like Drew running up under Ralph, I ordered from the Thai place again, and I just keep checking my phone, waiting for them to be like, your DoorDash delivery person has canceled, right? Let's see. Listen, do you see when Kandi gets in her feelings, Todd backs down? She does. I think that's so interesting. They're showing this type of real point in the relationships. Because let me tell y'all something, right? We can all front, but anybody that's been in a relationship, when the person you're with is more successful than you, either if you're a man or a woman, there are these power dynamics and power plays that play out. Somebody's more successful. Somebody might be outgrowing the person. The other person might feel like, oh, what about me? It takes very mature individuals to literally sit there and like kind of work it out. And even when everybody's mature, there's still issues. Think about it. If one person's deep in their career bag and the other person feels like they're being left behind, and one person like got all the money and you're the woman and he's a man, and now people been laughing about him on social media, talking about, oh, you a kept man. That has to create issues. We know even in a perfect world, just going out to dinner with friends and coming home will create an argument like, why you laugh so hard when they said, like, my lace was crooked? What was so funny about that? No, really, I want to know what was so funny about that? You know what I'm saying? Kenny, I get what you're saying about Kandi needs to quit a job, but I don't think so. Because let's think about it. If Kandi was a man, would anybody be saying that she needs to quit a job? They wouldn't. Men do it all the time, where you balance not even balance, but you focus on career and getting that money. And then the partner that agreed to stay home with the kids then focuses on the kids. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying about like Kandi needs to quit a job, but I do honestly feel like she was a man. Wouldn't nobody be telling her that? They wouldn't do it. When's the last time you told anybody that was a successful man, an actor, or even if you were a jack of all trades, to quit a job? If anything, we'd be applauding that the man actually did it. Listen, you do need to spend time with your partner, but I will say this. There are times in someone's career, if you're with them and they are very, very successful, there's a time in the career where you make jumps. Now, you can get with somebody that's already at the peak of their game and they've kind of have everything figured out, but they're going to stay at that level. When you get with someone that's really bright, really successful, really ambitious, even if they reach a peak where you're like, wow, you're the king of the world, you should be happy. By nature, people that are that successful, they want new challenges. They have new goals. There's going to come a time where they take on even bigger projects, because even though that's the top of your mountain, they're looking at it like, kind of like plateauing here. So it's kind of like in times of growth, when someone literally has like all these seeds they're planting, and then once you plant the seeds and you're harvesting, you need to be a solid partner by them and be like, yeah, baby, go harvest those seeds. I love it, the fact that when you're harvesting what you planted, I love the way that feeds you. I love the way it looks good. I think it's an important conversation that a lot of people need to have. You need to spend time with your partner, but sometimes your partner needs to understand, baby, times like this ain't always going to be around. It's not. I love you. And I love you and I want you to feel loved and respected. But you realize these times of abundance, they're not always around. Why would you turn your back on a time of abundance that Kandi is experiencing? Kandi just got a GLAAD award. Kandi's acting. She's going for an EGOT. She's obviously going for a Tony with the Samuel L. Jackson. She's like hot popping. The production company's expanded. Why would Todd? And I see why Todd's not really stressing her, because Todd's a hustler too. And he understands the hustle. Anyone that's a hustler, well, I don't want to say anyone's a hustler to make it seem like if someone feels some type of way, they're not a hustler. But I feel like if someone really loves you and they're really doing the damn thing, why would they tell you in times of abundance to let your fields rot and lay the waste so you can come and spend time with me? To me, that's not love. To me, love is like, all right, baby, let's get out in this field together and harvest. Okay, I can't help you harvest. All right, I'm going to hold the house down while you're out harvesting, because I know whatever you bring home is for everybody, for me, for our family, for the house, for my children, for our children, for my bloodline. I'm just saying, listen, I'm just saying, yes, Ralph is definitely a mean guy. Let me tell y'all something, right? This season's getting good, but I don't agree with the fact that like people need to spend more time at home. Listen, if there ain't nothing out there and the crops are dying and the fields dry, and every time, you let them out and they're coming home with like 4 beans, talking about, they told me if I plant these beans, it's going to be a magic beanstalk. I understand rolling your eyes and being like, if you don't sit your butt down and come spend some time with your family. But in times of abundance, I don't think that's the time to start being like, wait, spend time with me. We can talk about that like in a few months. It's cool. You're being faithful. I'm being faithful. I got you. Go out and do what you need. And I'll be here when you come back. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Now listen, right? I really think Ralph is cocky. Ralph is self-centered. Ralph is actually really scary. Drew keeps comparing herself to Beyonce. Drew, you remind me of Beyonce pre-Lemonade. That's the Beyonce thing. See, even Jay-Z grew up and like, what did Beyonce say? If you don't wake up, you're going to lose your wife, Drew is dating pre-Lemonade Beyonce when Jay-Z was acting a damn fool. Ralph is scary. Drew is drop dead gorgeous, and her little girl's even more beautiful. They got some beautiful kids, but like, Drew better try to see if new daddy is still around. She better pray that old daddy still might be around, because new daddy, Ralph, is super, super, super scary. Like just super, super, super scary. He really is. He's just scary. He's scary. He's mentally abusive. I feel very, very sad for Drew. And I'm telling you, mentally abusive people like that certain type of mentally abusive, they prey on people that are obsessed with putting on the perfect image, right? Because once they present and everybody can go around and everybody can be like, oh my God, look at your attractive peanut head husband. Look at your adorable kids that thank God don't have that peanut man's head, right? Cute kids, but thank God they got your head shaped, Drew, right? Once you get on that high, then they hold it over your head. That perfect family. Ralph is really, really mean. The thing is that my insiders were telling me Drew and Ralph might be putting on like the way kind of like Kirk and Rashida did, those little problems, but they're playing it for the camera. But they are saying that Drew's going to end up getting her feelings hurt because she don't really realize how deep the mess goes with Ralph. And we're going to see that maybe unfold. You know what I'm saying? Ralph has no filters. I don't even think that I actually do think Ralph has filters, because if Ralph had no filters, he would be telling on himself. He would be embarrassing himself if he had no filters. He would be, people with no filters, that's the one thing I can say about them. They be making, even on themselves, they'd be like putting themselves to shame. Ralph has filters because everything you say is designed to hurt Drew, to humble Drew, to make her feel stupid, to make her feel small, to make her feel like she can't say a GD thing to you. Oh, Ralph got filters. Because he's very strategic at the words he says, what he does, and when he lets those bombs off. He got filters, right? Listen, Ralph, 100%, I guarantee you, it was probably had his own little funeral, sitting there, walking through the house, talking about, it's so hard to say goodbye. He was probably singing the Cooley High melody when he found out that Kevin Samuels passed away. I know for a fact Ralph was singing sorry, I thought the Thai place canceled. They didn't cancel. They said, I tipped the delivery driver like $20. Maybe that'll make him actually get in the car and come on. Because every time I always tip like $10 no matter what the order is. This time I doubled it for $20. Tomorrow we'll try for $30. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to ask somebody, the doorman, can I just give you like $30 and you go pick up my phone? I'll pay for the Uber. Anyway, let's go, right? I thought they canceled, but they said it's been confirmed. Anyway, like I was saying, Ralph was singing that Cooley High melody, literally doing a, how do I say goodbye to what we had? Listen, that was Ralph. I'm positive. Ralph is a Kevin Samuels devotee. He probably thinks he's a high value man. Did you see allegedly that Kevin Samuels got a GoFundMe? Besties never fail. Let me tell you something. Anytime you see somebody talking about they high value, it's the same as when people say, I just want you guys to know I'm a really good person. Anytime I hear somebody say that, I'm like, you the devil incarnate. Because that's the funny thing about good people. Think about it. Think about all the good people you know in your life. Every time you compliment them or you're just like, yo, you got a heart of gold. I think you're such a good person. Naturally, without thinking, they'd be like, don't worry about it. It was nothing. Girl, stop. Even guys, yo, you're such a good person. They're just like, anyone would have done this. People that genuinely are good people, they actually get embarrassed if you say that because they'll be the first ones to be like, I'm not perfect. Ralph, he's a Kevin Samuels devotee. He thinks he's a high-valued man. Did y'all see the speak on it? Really quick, we go out to get into the Kandi in the locker room thing. But did y'all see the speak on it when, who was it? Ralph, Todd, and Sonya's husband. She did good. And he seems to be a good man too, right? But you know that real deal Jamaican girl, you know she was going to have that thing in check. But I will say, did y'all see the speak on it when Ralph was there? Ralph exudes dirt bag vibes. And the thing is, when he was just silent, talking about I was in Tampa. I swore I thought it was a storyline. Ralph exudes dirtbag vibes. Watch that speak on it with the husbands. He exudes dirtbag vibes. Meanwhile, Shamia was asking Todd, like, do you feel any type of way that you don't got any equity in the house with Kandi? No, you don't. Your name's not on the deed with Kandi. Because isn't it funny? Portia's best friend went off on how important as a wife it is to have your name on the deed. Because if you marry someone and they already have a house, it's like you don't get anything from that. And she said that when she first married her husband, he already had a house and she moved in, and she said she wasn't feeling it because her name wasn't on the deed. And she was like, no, if we're married, and Todd was like, no, but you don't understand, because even if your name's not on the deed, once you marry, all the equity that's built in the house, you split halfway. And Shamia was like, who told you that? And Todd was like, the accountant. And Shamia was like, yeah. You could tell she was like, I'm working for Kandi. That's my girl. Todd's a man, so I'm never on the man's side. But yeah, you sure about that, Todd? And she was like, who told you that? Like, no, it's equity, but your name, that don't work out like that. And he's like, no, it is. And Shamia went in on when she married her husband and her name wasn't on the deed. She wasn't trying to hear it. She had an attitude, and they worked and worked and worked until they could finally get a house and something. Because she said, we got to get something for ourselves. She said, I don't even care if it is a $200,000 house. Where we raise our kids, I have to be an equal owner. Where we build our lives, I got to be an equal owner, or else how I know that you for real? And I remember thinking, saying, why didn't Shamia say this to Portia? Because you know Portia's living with her granddaddy, and you know her name ain't on nan deed, and you know all these cars that Portia's sitting there dancing around and twerking, and her name ain't on one, her name ain't on nothing. So you know what that means. Y'all saw what Simon did to his last wife, and the wife before that, and the wife before that. What makes y'all think on the new one, it ain't gonna be the same thing? Listen, I will say one thing about Simon. All his relationships outside of his first marriage seem to last somewhere between 2 and 2.5 years. Portia and Simon are about to hit 1 year and a few months. No, actually more than that. Portia and Simon are about to hit, they're literally about like 18, 19 months. They're about to hit 2 years. Oh my God, they're about to hit 2 years. That means be on the lookout. And you want to hear something crazy? They're about to hit 2 years. And remember when Simon left Fallon, he was somewhere between January and March they broke up. Time recollections may vary, but somewhere between January and March they broke up. Isn't it funny that in 2020, what are we in 2023 or 22? Are we in 2023? What year are we in? Oh, we're in 2022. Isn't it funny? My mind, isn't it funny that when we hit January to March 2023, that'll be about the 2.5 year timeline for Portia and Simon. Let's keep an eye on that to see if they can actually last, because Simon is a creature of habit, you know? Thank y'all. Y'all like it's 2022. 2022. I'm just saying. Thank y'all, Cream Bee. Thank you, Bright Eyes. Thank you, Kriya. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Lola. And Chocolate Padilla. Thank y'all. Listen, that just popped into my head, but let's get back on this episode. But watch this for 2023 between January and March or April, because that's usually around Simon's breakup time, or when he starts like cheating, or when he starts calling the moving truck. So we know from Portia's thing, she'll keep with a fake smile and a fake reality and acting like everything's perfect until everything burns down. And then she'll be like, I was too scared. I just wanted the dream. Girl, shut up. You're obsessed with status. You're obsessed with what people think, because you are also harsh and judgmental. And that's why you be so much on it. But anyway, let's get in. So Sonia said, I believe Todd is tipping. He talks against Kandi way too much against a successful wife. Listen, for whatever reason, if that works for them, I guess if that works for them. How long they been married? Is it time for the 7-year itch? You know, the 7-year itch doesn't mean that someone's cheating. They said that around 7 years, give or take a year. So 7 years, 14 years, 21 years is when there are stress points in the relationship. And no matter how solid the relationship is, all the bullshit from the past 6 years, give or take from the past 7 years, give or take a year, it builds up and accumulates, and you have to decide whether if you guys are going to work past that and unite stronger, or if you fall apart. But think about your friends that divorced or broke up. It usually happened around the 7th, 14th, 21, 28, 7-year itch, right? Listen, let me tell you something. You see Portia not wearing that ring, and Portia posting, I want someone that loves me for me, even in my hard times. And somebody had the nerve of my comments to be like, you guys are so stupid. Portia is just having her ring resized so it can match her wedding ring. You know she's getting married in September. I said, shut up. Who told you that mess? Shut up. Resize. Like, don't nobody have rings. Shut up. Anyway, let me shut up, right? All right, let's talk about this stuff about Kandi doing alleged things in a locker room. First of all, what is going on with Sheree? Sheree was literally throwing barbs at Kandi in the confessional. I thought Kandi and Sheree were really cool. Let's not even act like Sheree wasn't on Carlos's King show saying that Kandi needs to woman up and let Phaedra back on the show because everybody gets talked about. I find it odd, and I get it. It's Sheree's ego. She's very prideful. You know, I don't know what happened in her childhood, but she's very, very prideful. But how is it that someone saying you broke and you don't pay bills to you is equivalent to someone saying your husband is cheating on you with men is equivalent to somebody starting rumors about you drugging and R-ing people? I get what you're saying, Sheree, and I get when people are like, you come at me, I'm coming at everything. And obviously people calling Sheree broke is a trigger, but Sheree, like, okay, girl, right? But what? But Sheree just got on Housewives and was making an argument. Phaedra should come out. She literally said in the thing, and I quote, she said, I wouldn't be surprised. Kandi be sucking D everywhere. So why is she mad? I mean, what's the difference between the locker room? And I was like, I thought y'all were cool. It don't make any sense. We also have Marlo. First of all, when Kandi was trying to figure out who said it, I 100% believe that Marlo was the one that wrote that. Why? Because it sounds like Marlo, her prepositional phrases, the way she presents things away. Kandi is in the locker room. It just sounds like Marlo. And then I was looking at the table, and when Kandi was like, who wrote this, right? Marlo was sitting there trying to do her best Portia Williams. Who said that? Huh? What you mean? She literally was doing her best impression of Portia, trying to look innocent, like, huh? Who wrote that? Marlo, you wrote that. I do not believe Sheree wrote it, because Sheree, it just doesn't sound like Sheree. But literally, Kandi's in a locker room, 100%. This was Marlo to her heart. Marlo was sitting at that table looking so fake. You know what's also weird? Kenya, I think, is still mad about that whole crab cake debacle and the way Kandi jumped on Portia's train. I think, because even Kenya said, I mean, when was it happening? Was it before Todd? Was it yesterday? But if it was yesterday, that would mean that it was Todd in the locker room with her. Like, what are you trying to imply, Kenya? That Kandi cheating on someone? Again, I thought all these people were cool with Kandi. That's why it's weird. And even the way Kenya was like, Kandi, we can't talk about this. We got to move on because you were so late. And I was like, yeah, there was a little tension there too. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know, Kenya had to get things popping for production. There was a time limit, but it was just weird the way she cut Kandi off when Kandi was like, who's that? We got to move on because you were late. You know, Kandi was 3 hours late. That was a little odd too. I'm like, is there tension between Kandi and Kenya? Because sometimes they be giving me frenemy vibes. You know what I'm saying? Kandi looks super pretty in that blue, in her confessional, that blue top with the shoulders out and those little skinny straps holding up. I said, I want that top. I think it's Hanifa official. I want that top, right? Now, you know what? A couple thoughts, right? Lay archive. Has it occurred to anyone that Marlo and Sheree are the same person? Kind of, on paper. Let me explain. Marlo and Sheree. Nobody knows how Sheree gets her money or how Marlo gets her money. Now listen, it's nobody's business, but you're on a reality TV show, so where do you get your income from? Neither of them seem to have any real jobs. I know that Marlo started Lay Archive, but Lay Archive is just starting to get, it's just chugging along. It's by special appointments. At this time, it was still burgeoning. So where did you even get the money for this archive? Where did you get the money? Like, where does your money come from? Seriously. Now, Marlo and Sheree, they both got beautiful houses. They both live really nice lives. They both talk about money and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Marlo is a more glamorous version of Sheree. Marlo be like in Gucci, Fendi, Louis, Prada, or Sheree will give you a nice 2-piece set, right? But nobody knows what they really do. Nobody knows where their money comes from. Nobody really knows anything that much about their private life one, we can't know about Marlo because Marlo just became a peach holder. So I guess we'll hear more this season. And Sheree just be spring, summer, fall in it. So depending on what the season is what Sheree's doing on the thing. Like, it's just to me, they are two sides of the same coin. Marlo is a more glamorous side. Sheree, again, what do they do? Let's get into this. Also, Kandi sucking in the locker room. Did Kandi ever date any professional athletes? Not that I know. That was Portia's lane, right? Who dated professional athletes? Kandi never did. So what would she even be doing in the locker room? I don't know. The funny thing is, it would have, don't get me started in rumors, but it even would have sounded more believable if they said that Kandi was doing that in the recording studio. When has Kandi Burruss ever been known to be in locker rooms, to be chasing after athletes, to be doing any of those groupie shenanigans? And again, I'm not saying that Kandi did anything in the recording studio, but at least that would have been more based in reality. And one thing I will say about the difference between Marlo and Sheree, Sheree will throw out some bullshit, but I will say from every single season, whenever Sheree throws out BS, it's always based in truth. Sheree is a bone collector, and she'll embarrass you, and she'll throw stuff out, but it's always based in truth. She don't just be making shit up like the way Portia used to make up stuff. But you know who does? Marlo will make some mess up to hurt your feelings. She's even said it. Oh, I only said that because I was trying to hurt your feelings. Marlo will make some mess up to hurt someone's feelings. That's another reason why this wasn't, hey, Rim, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. That's another reason why I do think that Marlo made that up, because it's not even based in any of the current gossip or anything. And listen, I'm not saying Kandi's an angel. And listen, like ASAP Rocky said to his love letter song to Rihanna, right? The F I care if you a nun. I ain't no priest. I don't need no nun. I want a girl that's going to have fun. So I'm not shaming Kandi for anything she might have did. I'm not a nun. Listen, my man is not a priest. So you heard it here first, right? My whole thing is, right, it just doesn't seem like it's based in reality. It seems like just a lie somebody made up to get like the one up on Kandi. And it seems like something a la Marlo. I wonder how they could check to see who said that. Did they all use the same color pens? Like, I literally, were there cameras around? I would really be in production like roll tape. Literally sitting there like I'm watching a surveillance tape from 7-Eleven. What they say? Roll tape. Seriously. Listen, Kandi doesn't lie about her past. I don't lie about my past either. Listen, I ain't no nun, and my man is not a priest. And I would never be with somebody that wanted a nun. Listen, let me shut up before y'all be making up rumors about me. Anyway, where are we? So that was just, listen, this episode for that a good was worth the price of admission. Drew's assistant, I said it in my last live. I told y'all to tea on Drew's assistant. He literally is looking for his moment. He's been looking for his moment. He tried to get in with Sheree. He tried to get in with everybody. He got in with Drew. Why Drew is telling people her business, I don't know. Do I believe that Sheree owes her money? Most likely. You know Sheree don't like to pay anybody. But yet and still, Sheree's smart, because that's the only thing that man can say about her, right? It might not be true. It might be true. But Sheree knew, I don't know you. She knows this reality TV game. She kept her mouth shut. All that man could say was, Sheree ain't pay me a penny. That's all that man could say. And Drew, meanwhile, is crying on this man's shoulder, telling her everything while he's trying to say that her husband likes the other dark meat. Anyway, their other white meat, right? Again, was never paid. Drew is still broke. Remember when she was buying the presents for Kenya's baby, and she's like, I can't believe I'm spending $204 on a child. First of all, Drew, you on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Second of all, Drew, I ain't on. Oh, thank you, Korea Knox. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat, Korea Knox. First of all, Drew, you on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Second of all, Drew, I'm not a reality TV star. And what the hell is $204? Third of all, I'm being dead serious, right? Third of all, even if 200 is a lot, right? Because there's been times in my life where I'm like, damn, I got to spend $204 and I need 201 of that to put to rent. So there's been there's been times where I just be like, damn, Ain't no Grubhub or Deliveroo tonight. Thank God those times are my past, but there's been times, right? So I can understand Drew needing the money. But here's the third thing. Y'all know that when you are on a housewife show or any reality TV, anything you buy to film a scene, to eat a scene, or anything that you buy that is necessary for work is 100% tax deductible. And you will know from being on reality TV, those taxes hit you hard. So the fact that you're complaining about $204 that you're going to get back at the end of the year, because it was something necessary to work to bring this girl. You could have bought Brooklyn $1,000 present and it still would have been in your favor because it would have cut in $1,000 to the tax liability. You would have gotten all that $1,000 back. Whereas if you didn't buy that present, you would have just ended up paying that $1,000 to the government. I don't understand how Drew is sitting there mad about that. And I said, Drew's broke. You don't even got the $204 in your account to wait until tax refund season to get it back. Literally, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Thank you, Mocha Sweet. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mocha Sweet. Joshua McDowell said Drew has like 4 assistants. One of them isn't getting paid. Listen, let me find out how those assistants are getting paid, right? Hey guys, there's 533 people in this chat. Y'all mind hitting that like button? Try to get me to go ahead. Y'all know I'm just a little small, humble YouTuber trying to talk my way trash into greatness. Okay, now let's get into it. What else am I missing? Monetta is so beautiful. Monetta is gorgeous. Why can you say, I just know her as being Neo's baby mom? I don't understand women. And this isn't anything about Kenya, because maybe they edited her to say that. So let me keep Kenya out of this, but I don't understand women that say that about other women. And anyway, let's go on. Ralph is in LA. Ever since he did that evil shit to Drew, he's been sleeping in another room. Drew's crying, confronting him that he went out to dinner to get too long and had 2 Long Islands. Drew, this man literally has you in the Whitney Houston It's Not Right, But It's Okay music video. And you playing along. And then 6 of y'all went out. Then 4 of you were really cheap. Because only 2 of you had dinner. I found your credit card receipt. It's not right. Listen, that's literally Drew is stuck in the middle of a Whitney Houston song. And she's living it in real camera. I hope that this is all fake and storyline, because if it's not, somebody needs to, again, Drew is sitting there talking about something. Hey, Miss Carter, you got Jay-Z before Beyonce woke his butt up with Lemonade. You really, honestly did. I'm just saying. Listen, Ralph said Drew deserved a Lunchable. I felt that. I heard that. How did Drew say that? Listen, I've grown up. You never put your hands on anyone. But that would have enraged me so much that I would have had to get up off the couch and walk out the room to stop myself from chopping you in the face. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. You ever, hold on really quick. No, but seriously, y'all, do y'all ever sit there and be like, someone enraged you so much that you're literally like, I can't take this. I cannot take this. I'm going to literally roundhouse kick your face if I don't get up and leave. And you literally have to leave the room, not for your safety, but for theirs. You know what I'm saying? I really honestly felt like that was honestly the vibes. I really felt like that was the vibes. You guys, it was a wild ride. Anyway, you guys, let me get out of here. I will see y'all later. I think this was fantastic. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.